Good morning, my dear children. Stay home, stay safe. Welcome back to our social studies online classes. History, second lesson, industrialization and social change. In this lesson, we discuss about after industrial revolution, what are the changes in the society? Industrial Revolution 18th to 19th century. The economic developments of the 1800s saw the development of agrarian and handicraft economies in Europe and America transport into industrial urbanized ones. The term to describe the phenomenon would be known as the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution was first used by French writers Georges Michelet in France and Friedrich Engel in Germany, but more popular by English economic historian Arnold Tybee. The Industrial Revolution was underpinned by the agricultural revolution from mid-18th century to the mid-19th century. Agriculture production increased significantly. The huge increase in food output supported the expansion and sustained the large population and boosted trade. The increased use of machines over humans or animal power in farming. It means that less farm workers were needed. So, they could leave the land to industrial town. Industrialization which powered factories, locomotives and ships. The new steam engines used coal and iron, both in their construction and as fuel, creating demand for these resources. Roads, canals and railways changed in Britain, dramatically connecting Britain and allowing goods to be sent over long distances. Industrialization and social change. Why Industrial Revolution started in Britain only? Britain was the first country to experience modern industrialization. Because of favorable conditions that prevailed there, the climate was well suited for cotton production. There was no shortage of water, power, fuels like coal and iron, or raw materials required for other industries in England. There was no dearth of labourers in Britain. Britain population was increasing. The peasants were giving up farming to become workers in the factories. Britain also had good transport connectivity with all the other cities of Europe. England had abundant supply of iron and coal, which was necessary for industrialization. Coal played a very important part in the Industrial Revolution. As more and more factories started being built and more machines created, who was needed even more than before. Because most machines were powered by it. All was important because it was the source of energy for boilers to heat, would work too quickly and it would be a short time. Before all of the trains would be gone, then there would no energy. England's coal mines burned during the Industrial Revolutions. Miners dig deeper into the earth to find as much as coal they could, and soon England became the world's largest coal producing country. Most of it came from the Midland around Sheffield, Birmingham and Coventry. Because the burning of coal produced a lot of smoke and darkened the skies, this area was also called Black Country. Can you imagine that kind of pollution that would have been there during that time? Now, let us come to iron. At the beginning of the 18th century, iron makers found a way to extract pure iron out of iron ore. Instead of coal, they started using used coal to melt the core, which purer than the coal and burnt heated. As a result, the iron production increased. By the early 1800, enough iron was produced to make various goods that people needed: machines, water pipes, rails, etc. Now we will discuss about the Derby family that contributed immensely in the advancement of industrial revolution. Englishman Abraham Derby brought a revolution in the metallurgical industry. In 1709, the first Abraham Derby invented a blast furnace, used coke, which could generate high temperature. Coke smelting replaced charcoal with coal in metal during the process mining methods. Derby's son Abraham Derby II, 1711 to 1768, improved the coke smelting to produce wrought iron. Derby grandson Abraham Derby in 1752 to 1791 constructed the world's first iron bridge over the Seven Rivers in Shropshire in 1779. The mass production of goods during 18th and 19th centuries called for new methods of transportation. Next, cotton spinning and weaving. The process of spinning raw cotton into thread and weaving of thread into fabric completely revolutionized the textile industry. The British had always woven cloth out of wool and flax. Since the 17th century, the country had been importing bales of cotton cloth from India at a high cost. As East India Company's political control in part of India was established, it began to import raw cotton along with cloth. In the early 18th century, spinning had been so slow and laborious that a single weaver worked on the yarn produced by 10 spinners. But with new technological inventions, the time gap was reduced between spinning of raw cotton into yarn or thread and weaving the yarn into fabric. These industries were heavily dependent on the work of women and children in factories. From the 1780, the cotton industry symbolized British industrialization in many ways. Raw cotton was entirely imported and a large part of the finished cloth was exported to other countries. Britain had its control over the source of raw cotton as well as the markets where they sold cloth. This helped to increase its control over the colonies. Steam engine. James Watt, 1736 to 1819, invented a new steam engine. This invention converted the steam engine from mere pump into a prime mover. He made the steam engine capable of providing energy to power machines in factories. With the help of wealthy manufacturers Matthew Boulton, Watt created the Soho Foundry in Birmingham in 1775. At the foundry, James Watt steam engines were produced in growing numbers. By the end of 18th century, Watt's steam engine was beginning to replace hydraulic power. In 1840, British steam engines were generating more than 70% of all European powers. The workers. A survey in 1842 CE revealed that the average lifespan of workers was lower than that of any other social group. People died at younger age than in the villages. So, working people who actually produced the wealth left work and died in very poor condition. As more and more people They're floating in the cities from villages in search of job opportunities. Half of the children failed to survive behind the age of 5. Deaths were primarily caused by epidemics of diseases like cholera and typhoid. So, people share accommodation of food. They live in unhealthy and unhygienic conditions. Pollution was increasing. Dirty streets. Many diseases. Many people died because of fatal diseases like typhoid, cholera and plague. So, people did not have medical knowledge to understand the cure these diseases. So, do you know small children of your age were made to work in the factories? The factories prefer to employ women and children instead of men. Women, children and industrialization. The Industrial Revolution brought many important changes in the way children and women worked. In the rural areas, children usually worked at home in the farm under the watchful eye of parents and relatives. So they did jobs and that changes during the day or between seasons. Women were actively involved in the farm work. They looked after the livestock, gathered firewood and spun on spinning wheel in their homes. So, women and children were forced to give up education and work in the factories in support their families. But in the factories, they had to work for long hours without break. So, work hours were very long. The women and children were forced to work to supplement men's merged wages. So, women and children forced to give up education and work factories to support their families. Women and children were employed in large numbers in the cotton textile industry. Children worked in textile factories because they were small enough to move between tightly packed machines. The long hours of work. Children sometimes caught their hair in machines or crushed in their hands. So, working hours were long, salaries were very less, there were no holidays. Women and children situation in the factories. Women and children were forced to give up education and work in factories to support their families. Sometimes children died by falling into machines and lost their lives. Workers in factories and mills were defended by steam hammers and machineries. Working hours were very long. Salaries were very less. These were no holidays. There were no holidays. Industrialization in Germany and France. While industrialization began early in England in the 18th century, Germany was not united till 1870 CE and France was facing wars and revolutions. Unlike Britain, which had extensive colonies, Germany and France did not have colonies and access to colonial resources. Germany and France, industrialization increased with the introduction of railways in 1830. Railways increased trade, communication and economic growth. German government encouraged industrialization in Germany by providing a large market for its industries, building roads and railways and developing mines. Many leading industrialists focused on the armaments industry. The government also controlled working class movement and provided many social benefits and insurance for the workers. He also benefited from the technical development achieved by Britain and USA. So, soon Germany developed iron and steel, chemical and electrical industries, which were new generation industries and overtook Britain in these areas. By beginning 20th century, Germany had developed and powerful industrial base. France. France in contrast was slow in industrializing. Even by the end of 19th century, France remained a rural country with a large majority of people cultivating small plots of land. Manufacturers found it more profitable to give out work to rural workers who worked at home rather than to set up factories in towns. Such rural domestic production began to decline after 1850, resulting in economic adversity for the people. Missions in towns began to do most of the work and only delicate handwork was given out to rural workers. France also did not develop banks which could mobilize large amount of capital and led them to industrialists. But in Germany, heavy capital investment facilities from large banks. In France, most of French manufacturers depended upon family resources. They remained small companies as result. So it also made them slow in adopting new ideas and technologies. But Germany benefits the technical developments achieved by Britain and USA. In German, the technical developments achieved by Britain and USA. In France, most of French manufacturers depended upon family resources. They remained small companies as a result. Heavy industries based on iron and coal also developed very slowly in France. Factors enabled Germany to outstrip England and France in industrialization. Factors enabled Germany to outstrip England and France in industrialization. Transport facilities. Germans have transport facilities. The government's control over working class, movement with heavy hand. The government provided for many social benefits and insurance for the workers. Benefits the technical developments achieved by Britain and USA. Heavy capital investment facilities from large banks in Germany. A great proportion of Germany's industrial production was used to build up Germany's military and naval powers. So, this was in contrast to the Germany and British industrial situation where heavy industries predominated. Okay children, hope you all understood the topic industrialization and social changes. Thank you.